What are you working towards?
What am I working towards? It's a good question. It's one of those things like you could ask me that later today and I would have a different answer.
Yeah.
But I just to live a full life, I suppose, to enrich not only my life but the life of people around me. To be a teacher and a student, and that's the simplest way I could put it, really.
Okay.
Like I could keep going into things and just more and more things.
Yeah.
I figure that's the best way to answer it.
How are you going about that?
How am I going about that? I'm trying to fill myself with knowledge about the things that I have interest in. Trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. It's one of those things. If you had met me years ago, like, this is something I never would have done. I never would have talked to anyone. I wouldn't have come to a place like this. I was very reclusive, very to myself.
Yeah.
So just putting myself out there, putting myself in situations that require me to step up and require me not to only lift myself up, but those around me as well.
Yeah. What do you want out of life?
What do I want out of life?
Yeah.
To live it to the fullest. I feel like a lot of times, this is just my personal thought. A lot of people are like, I want to be happy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like people forget that with happiness, you're gonna have to, you got other stuff coming with it. You can't just have happiness.
Yeah.
So I just want to live a full life. I want to embrace everything, the good and the bad, because at the end of the day, you need that chaos to stabilize that, or to have stability in your life as well.
Yeah.
Just to live a full life and just take every moment for what it's worth, because any moment it's gone.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's all here. You might as well make the best out of all of it.
Right. And it's like one of those things, like, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, what's going on in life, you can live it to the fullest, even if you have the worst set in life.
Yeah.
It's generally I've encountered the people usually who have it rough tend to be happier than most people, and they're more grateful and thankful for the things they have in life.
Well, I mean, how do you appreciate comfort without knowing any alternative?
Right.
Yeah.
That's I feel like that's definitely like something like here in the States we have a lot of comfort and not a lot of stuff to push us.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you started pushing yourself out to kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone. What made you do that? What made you reach that point where you said you wanted to change that?
Stagnation. And then just like in my mind I would see other people and I would see like what I would imagine their lives to be, what in my mind what I think their life is like. And I wanted to emulate that in my life, like seeing some friends, they're doing this or that, or just even a random stranger. I wanted that in my life, and then I realized it's one of those things like you can't help other people if you can't help yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you can't stand on your own, you're not going to be able to lift somebody up.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what it was just like my idea of what everyone else's lives were, and it was like I want to be on that level. And so it's eventually I just like I'm tired of living a stagnant life. I could live like this the rest of my life, but it wouldn't be like very rewarding or enriching. Kind of be just like just there on that same level, just keep going and going. And
just kind of existing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like you're on the right road?
So that's there are days I do and there are days I don't, but I feel like at the end of the day I'm still on the road.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes you got to backtrack, and that's okay, and then there are times there's like, oh, there's this little side trail, let's check it out.
Yeah.
So I would say yeah.
As long as you're moving, that's the important thing. Nobody knows necessarily what the right direction is, and sometimes you'll never know that the direction you're going is the wrong direction until you've gone far enough down that road.
Yep. And that's something you need that in life.
It's all part of the process.
It is.
Well, thank you.
Of course. It was a pleasure meeting you.
So what are you working towards in your life?
Oh yeah, we love everyone.
I really like to do things that make people happy. So I like to take whatever skills I have and help others. Even if it's helping first generation students
Yeah.
to find alternatives, which vary based on their lifestyle, or helping international students. I just really like making a difference for people.
Okay.
And I feel like in my career I was able to do that most of the time.
I moved out here for my mission.
So any specific examples of what that might look like?
Well, I befriended my son's classmates and helped some figure out, like one had to go to community college for a while, but because we finally let DACA have in-state tuition, he's at the university. For another one, the best alternative was for him to go to University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. It just was better for him. So I just and then I met a student at lunch one day and have helped him navigate his way through the university.
Okay.
And finally, in his, I guess with COVID, this is now his third year, he thinks he's found where he wants to be and he's really happy with moving forward.
That's good.
And so it's just really nice to see their excitement and so forth.
Yeah. So what do you want out of life?
I want people to think good thoughts when they think of me.
Okay. So
And I'm the butterfly lady. I help train people about pollinators and what we're doing to the environment. So I enjoy the excitement that people get from learning about that. That's
Okay.
a lot of fun.
yeah. Do you feel like you're on the right road?
Yes, before COVID I thought maybe I could do more. There were more things I could do. But I guess COVID made me just pull back and feel much more limited
Yeah.
in what I'm doing. So, yes, but as I have the opportunity to move into retirement and feel comfortable with it, I think I may feel a little bit unleashed to be able to help in whatever capacity I could.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe more income would help me to help more,
Possibly.
to help financially instead of just with time.
Well, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. What are you working towards in your life right now?
Balance. Balance between work and personal and growth.
Yeah. That can be tough. How's that going?
Better. I think the pandemic has taught me a lot about that and about the importance of that. And so it's really been a project for me personally over the last year, and it's worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's been a big lesson a lot of people have been confronted with through COVID-19. What do you want out of life?
Happiness and purpose and fulfillment. I mean, I want to do something good for the world. I want to be a good person.
Yeah.
And hopefully, leave it a better place than I found it.
What does that look like?
Good kids, being a good steward of money, time, family, religion, all of that.
Okay. So it's based on people, trying
Yes.
to make people happier and
Yes.
have a better
people.
situation.
It's about relationships. That's
Okay.
the main thing in life.
Okay. Do you feel like you're on the right road?
Getting there. We got a little ways to go, but getting there.
So, what does that look like? What are you doing to get there? And
Be more deliberate about how I use my time.
okay. Yeah.
Looking actively, like talking to you is an example of that. Most people probably don't talk to you. So I wanted to, I just try to look for places where I can
Yeah.
do something I wouldn't normally have done.
Yeah. I appreciate that. So, trying to be more conscious of the things around you
Deliberate.
Yeah, work less off of habit and more off of just being in the moment.
Yes. Deliberation and intention.
Yeah. Do you often find yourself falling into ruts or into habit, or are you pretty good at living in the moment?
I'm pretty good at now. I wasn't. I'm getting much better at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
That's
doing
good.
much more about that.
That's good. Glad to hear it.
Mostly worked before, but now much more balanced.
Yeah. How did you learn to do that?
I was forced to through the pandemic, and I realized how important it was.
Yeah.
So really, that changed everything.
Yeah. The pandemic has taught a lot of people a lot of things. It's caused a lot of pain, but I feel like people have learned
It's been
a lot.
awful for a lot of people, and I don't discount that, but it's also got a lot of blessing in it.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Cool. Thank you.
I wish you
appreciate
the
it.
best.
What are you working on in your life right now?
Taking care of the family. Got a elderly mother, trying to kind of look after her, and working around the family.
Okay. Any specific future goals that you're working on, or just working on the family?
Finishing the house and
Okay.
do some remodeling on it. Trying to give her enough time to keep her happy too.
Yeah. So, how are you going about working on the family?
Well, like I said, I've got a 88-year-old mother, so we're trying to keep her, working with my sister, trying to keep her as independent as she can be, but she's also trying to remodel a house they can move into to eventually have her move into. But in the meantime, trying to keep things done around Mom's house and see to her needs, and she's got COPD, so with COVID, has been a little bit of an extra challenge trying to make sure that, nothing happens to her. So
Yeah. COVID makes
so
makes it a big challenge for a
that's
lot.
kind
of
of a lot of the thing there.
Yeah. So what do you want out of life?
Just everybody be happy. I have most things that I want. I've got grandkids that are growing. I've got my best buddy here that's ready to go anytime I get a little bit extra time to go out and enjoy the weather and
Yeah.
go walks and things like that and enjoy some nature, and kind of that's our time is kind of my me time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Dogs are good for that.
yeah.
So do you feel like you're on the right road?
Yeah. There hasn't been too much come along that I can't handle. Sometimes, life gets rough at times, but not been anything I really can't handle yet.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
there's little bumps every now and then, but they're kind of minor in the overall
Yeah.
scheme.
Do you feel like your goals have changed? Like your life goals?
Maybe a little bit. It's not so much changing the big things as it is finding the little minutes.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
pretty much it?
Well, thank you.
Sure.
So what are you working towards in your life right now?
I'm working towards in my life right now. Peace in relationships. Being the person God wants me to be. And trying to fulfill my life in ways, being single, that I don't know how to do. So trying to find some goals.
Okay. So what does that look like? What are you doing?
Developing friendships, trying to find new things that I enjoy that maybe challenge myself, and praying about my future.
Cool. Yeah, it can be hard to broaden your perspective when, by definition, you're looking for something that you don't know exists.
right.
So, what do you want out of life?
What do I want out of life? I think it goes back to just one of the first things I said, you know, having peace in my life. And peace in my life means that I'm fulfilling God's will for my life.
Okay. So, could you be a little more specific? Like, what does that look like?
I don't know that I can be specific because I'm in a new phase of life.
Still figuring it out?
I'm still figuring it out. So, find myself single now, so, and a nurse. So, a lot of changes, and so with change comes new direction. And sometimes you don't know what that direction is.
Yeah.
So I find myself just at a point where I'm just trying to pray about every day and figure out what each day looks like. Because I'm a planner, and I'm finding out you can't plan a lot with COVID and other aspects in your life.
Oh, yeah.
And the vaccine and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes planning just doesn't work.
Planning doesn't, you can plan things and they may not happen, or they may be completely different from what you think your life's going to look like.
Yeah.
Because of other people.
But sometimes it's better.
You know, sometimes it's better, sometimes it's an adjustment to what you thought your life was going to be. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. So what's created that change for you?
Divorce created a lot of it. And with that change trickles down to a lot of other changes.
Oh, yeah.
Where you live, your income, where you go, what you do, challenges. So divorce has created a lot. COVID has created a lot.
Yeah.
Not taking the vaccine has created a lot of changes. So, you know, that for me has created where I work, where am I going to work, what changes now can I do because of not taking it. You know, so that's what's created a lot of change.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, all those things, divorce especially, can create some massive changes.
Yeah, it does.
So do you feel like you're on the right road?
I think I'm on the right road, but I can't see much because it's kind of muddy, kind of cloudy.
Yeah. So why do you feel that hunch that you might be on the right road?
Because I'm trusting God to make sure that my decisions are what He wants.
Okay. So you're just having faith based on your beliefs that you are doing what you should be doing.
I'm having faith that God's going to take care of me. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.